Hi, I'm Margaret and welcome to the Gardening Me. Today I am going to talk about how I keep track of the different varieties of flowers when I'm saving seeds from them. I'm actually off to a garden bloggers meetup in a couple of days, but I thought I would shoot a quick video now because my poppies here are just starting to bloom and I'm super excited. I have, I believe, 7 or 8 different varieties in this bed and they're all kind of together. I sowed them back in March, I believe. I did winter sowing right in the bed. And it looks like I am going to be getting blooms from every variety that I sowed. So I'm super excited and I really hope I don't miss much while I'm away. Now, all of the varieties I'm growing are open pollinated. And so I think they should be fine in terms of seed saving. And if they're not, what's the worst that can happen, right? I'll get some wonky colors, maybe some gorgeous colors. Aren't these gorgeous? This variety is called Falling in Love. And look at all the buds everywhere. There are going to be so many blooms in this bed. And you can tell the different varieties in terms of even their heads, how different they look. Look at this one here. And now look at this. I mean, wow. Here's another one that just bloomed for the first time today. This one is Amazing Gray. So I'm going to save seeds from that as well. I think when I sowed this bed, I used up most of the seeds that I had from at least 2 or 3 of the varieties, actually. I think I ran out of seed. So this is going to be perfect. Now, the problem when it comes to saving seeds, especially from flowers like this where they're all kind of together in one bed, is that by the time the seeds are ready to harvest, so the seed pods are nice and dry, you can't really tell what's what. You can't tell what variety is which, and I like keeping track of that. So I label them while they're blooming so that when it comes to harvest time, I know exactly what kind of seed is going to be in that seed packet. They probably will cross-pollinate, but I'm not too worried about that right now. Once there are more varieties blooming, I may bag the blooms just to help prevent that. But right now, I'm just going to let them be. Okay, so the different supplies that I'm going to need, very easy. I need my phone. I need a roll of masking tape. I need a marker, and I'm using a garden marker here. This one, garden markers don't fade in the sun, but I can tell you that I have used a Sharpie in the past, and I think because the masking tape is sort of rough, that also hasn't faded either. So I've never had an issue with the Sharpie fading because you're only looking also at a few months in here, maybe 3 months or 2 months, that kind of thing. And so a Sharpie I think should be fine. And the last thing I'm using are these guys, twist ties. And I'm using bright, colorful twist ties so that I can easily see where I've marked these, because sometimes when everything's kind of yellowing and brown, it's hard to see. So here we go. So I find the bloom that I want to save seeds from. Falling in Love has all types of different variations in the blooms. I'm not really sure it matters which ones I save, because I may save from this one, but I'll still get those variations. But regardless, I think I am going to save seeds from this one here, oh my goodness, that was a beauty, and then this very light pink one here. I take my masking tape and I write, you can write a letter, a number. I just usually write a letter. So A. Okay, I rip that off. I attach it here to the zip tie. And I go like this so that it's glued, or not glued, taped to itself. And now that I've got it on, I'll do an A on the other side as well. Then I zip tie this to the flower that I want. Not very tight. You don't want to pinch the flower or anything. I'll leave like a little bit of slack. And then very important bit. You take your cell phone, and I take a picture of the flower and of the tag simultaneously. And then what I'll do in my phone itself is I will use the text tool to edit the photo, and I will write in the name of the flower. And then I do that for the other ones I want to save. I just wrote A1 on that one because these are quite different. It's not, they don't all look the same. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do A, meaning this is falling in love, and 1 will just be what it looks like now. Ooh, look at all the pollen on this. Now, the other thing is, even though this is masking tape, I mean, this is not waterproof or anything like that, I find that it lasts all season. Probably because it's stuck to itself is my guess, because it doesn't really stick that well to the actual twist tie, but sticking it to itself, it's basically there all season. I've never had an issue with this falling off. And then I'm going to do the Amazing Gray. So for the Amazing Gray, because it's a different variety, I'm going to label that B. Okay, so this is for Amazing Gray. And that's it. And so now in the fall or in late summer or whenever the seed pods are nice and dry, I can go and harvest these and know exactly what flower this is I'm harvesting and what it looked like. I'm going to go inside and grab a packet of seeds that I saved using this method, because what I also do that's super helpful is I do a small color printout of the flower, and then I tape it to the packet of seeds so that when I'm looking at the packet of seeds, I know exactly what's inside. So here I have a packet of seed that I saved last year, and it's an orange coreopsis, and it is, what did I write down here? Oh my God, I need my glasses. I can't even read what I wrote. Okay, here we go. Orange coreopsis with a double row of petals. And it's so convenient to have the photo right there, a little description. If I was really thorough, which in this case I wasn't, I would have even written something like the height, like how tall these got. And these are just, you know, I don't know, envelopes you get at Staples, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what they're called. They're just like little envelopes. And yeah, so the sun has come out and I'm squinting a little bit, but while I'm here, I thought it would be fun to do a little bit of an update on the Hollyhock, the single seed challenge. So let's go take a quick look, and the Hollyhock actually is in the same bed as these poppies. So let's go take a peek. Here are the poppies. I used half of a bed for all the poppies, and there's kind of a stray one kind of going over the half of the bed, but peeking out here is the Hollyhock. So it's growing. I'm not sure, as I've never grown this before, I'm not exactly sure how big it is or isn't supposed to be at this stage. Growing beside the Hollyhock is Bells of Ireland. Once again, I have no idea how that grows. It's the first time I've grown it. And behind that, these are some Tithonia, Mexican sunflower, which I love growing. Those I have grown before. And then in front of that, I have quite a few things in this bed. I have Scabiosa. I have Monarda Bergamo, way over there in the corner. And then over here, I have some seeds. I sowed these late. They're cool season flowers. I don't know if they're going to do anything or not. And I sowed them directly in the bed. But I happened to see the packet of seeds lying on my desk, and I thought, oh, I'll just throw these in and see what happens. And these are stalks. They're probably not going to do much, is my thought, because it's going to get way too hot. But like I said, had the seed, figured I'd give it a go anyway. And that is that. So, looking good, not very big, but maybe that's how it's supposed to look. I have had an issue in the beds with dryness because we have had very dry weather. The drip irrigation isn't in, and I've had to hand water all of the beds. The problem is that if you recall a few weeks ago, I did, let me actually turn the camera around, hold on. So if you recall a few weeks ago, I did a soil test on the beds and it came back really good. The organic matter was 6%, which is great. The problem is that what I didn't realize is how sandy the soil was. So these beds are drying out really, really quickly. And the fact that we haven't had any good rain in a couple of weeks, I think we had a really good rainfall about 2 weeks ago. And before that, it was weeks of relatively dry weather. After that, it's been weeks of relatively dry weather. So things are not growing as quickly as I would like. I'm not worried about this going in future because especially once I start adding compost to these beds, everything will be fine. Not worried about it, but it's just right now, things are drying out fast. I will water in the morning and by the afternoon, the beds look practically bone dry, especially if it's been a hot day. When we got that really great rain, I think it rained for a day, but it was kind of a saturating rain. I noticed everything perked up because before that, even with daily watering, things were languishing. So I really need to get the drip irrigation done, and I really haven't had the opportunity. And now that I'm going away, it's not going to get done until I get back. That's about it for today. So as I said, I am off to a garden bloggers meetup in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm super excited to meet up with people I haven't seen now in 3 years. It was the last one. So I will see you when I get back, and I may record some things when I'm there. I may not. I don't know. Guess it depends on my mood. But thank you so much for watching today. I hope you learned something, or I gave you an idea on how to keep track of all those flowers if you want to save seeds. And we will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.